We see a lot of things that are going very well, things like reducing childhood death and improving the nutrition, like reducing childhood death and And we're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
It was reported at that time that you had a number of meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, who, when you met him 10 years ago, he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors.
That goes back a long time ago now. So there's nothing new on that.
It was reported that you continue to meet with him over several years.
Well, he's dead. So, in general, you always have to be careful. So I'm hoping in 5 years I can write a book called, We Are Ready for the Next Pandemic. What if a bioterrorist brought smallpox to 10 airports? How would the world respond to that? Could even be way worse than what we experience today. So Melinda and I wondered whether providing new medicines and keeping children alive, would that create more of a population problem? It's like reducing childhood death and direct air capture, where we literally take the carbon out of the air and store it away where it'll no longer cause any heating.
I know my husband is not vaccinating people and putting a microchip in her arm because that technology doesn't even exist, and he's never uttered the words out of his mouth. So
an epidemic, either naturally caused or intentionally caused, is the most likely thing to cause, say, 10 million excess deaths.
You've invested $10 billion in vaccinations over the last 2 decades, and you figured out the return on investment for that, and it kind of stunned me.
There's been over a 20-to-1 return. So if you just look at the economic benefits, that's a pretty strong number compared to anything else. Eventually, what we'll have to have is certificates of who's a recovered person, who's a vaccinated person. In large part due to this new mRNA platform. mRNA will become faster to develop, easier to store, and lower cost. That's a huge breakthrough. We see a lot of things that are going very well, things like reducing childhood death.